Okay, screen sharing. Ah, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, we have Quintus up, and I'm going to be assisted by my wife Roxanne, and she is going to be playing the second part, and I'm going to be playing the first part. And the first thing I need to know is, can you hear this? Okay, good. Okay. Just a couple of things about this particular duet. It's coming from a collection of duets by Larry Clark. And if you take a look at the first 8 bars, you will notice that the top line has the melody, the bottom line has the accompaniment. Okay, so the accompaniment is basically this constant eighth note motor. So da, 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 da. Okay, just keep it going. And then you'll notice when you get to the 9th bar, which is the last bar of the second line, you will notice that both parts now are moving in rhythmic unison for another 8 bars. And then at bar 15, 16, 17, you'll notice that we go back to a change where we're melody and accompaniment. And then starting in bar 21, we go back to rhythmical unison. And then you'll notice top of the second page, the parts flip. Second part, you now have the melody, and the first part has the accompaniment part. And then when we get to the double bar in bar 37, are going to do something slower. Not a slower tempo, but the rhythmic slows down. So here is our tempo. Make sure you're muted. And another thing you could do is turn your volume up just a little bit so that what you're hearing from us is a little bit more like we were right in the same room with you, so that you can blend with us. Okay, here we go. Here's the metronome. We're going to start at the very, very beginning now. And I'll give you 8 counts, and then we start. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, that's a little bit slower than what we than probably slower than an Allegro Vivo is. So one thing we could try is we could try at the at bar 37, and we could nudge that tempo up a little bit to around 120. And we could try from the slow measure 37, which would be the end of the second line on the second page. And we could try it at a faster tempo right out to the end. Let's give that a try. Okay. By the way, this is a nice book. Very, very nice book, and I recommend it if you've got a buddy you'd like to do some duets with. Okay, here we go. We're going to start that. I'm going to give you 8 counts. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready. 2, 3. Okay, good job. Good job. All right, let's turn that over and go to the next duet called Crystal Moon. And one of the reasons that I chose this particular duet is it is quite repetitive, and there's a lot of playing together. There's a lot of unison rhythm in this, but there's a lot of tonguing in it, and I think that's a wonderful skill to develop, but also some articulation. And with this repetition, another thing you can sort of notice is it's a very horizontal piece, is that it stays pretty much in the same ranges. So we've got to find some way to make this interesting. And articulation is definitely one of the ways that we can do this. And you'll notice in the first bar, we have an opportunity to create a little bit of rhythmic interest and some content by going da 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 dia dia da 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 dia da 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 dia 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 da 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 down. So we've got some built-in accents. We call them tenutos, and that would be the first slurred note. Okay, da 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 dia dia. So whenever we have slurred notes, I want you to lean into the first slurred note and then taper away through the 2 slurred notes. Okay, another thing we can do is we can use a lot of dynamic contrast. You'll notice the first bar, it's forte. The third bar, mezzo forte. Okay, that's a big jump in dynamics. And then you can see the third bar of the third system, we're back to mezzo forte, and so on and so forth. So we'll need to keep our eyes open for dynamic contrast, and then just lots of content, tonguing, and slurring in for our articulation, and keep this really interesting. Okay, we're going to try a slower tempo on this. So there's our tempo, and let's give this a go. Once again, 8 beats, and then we're in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. How are we doing on time? Okay, don't know what we're doing.
We're doing well. We're doing well. You could do something else or do something again.
Okay, here's what I would suggest. Let's bump the tempo up on this, and let's just play the whole thing again. We were at 112. Let's do this at 120 now. And so let's, this time through, let's see if we can catch a few more dynamic changes, and let's see if we can stay on top of the articulation. So here we go, 120. 8 beats once again, and thank you so much for playing along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready. Thank you so much. Great job.
Oh my gosh, Alan, thank you so much. That was so much fun. What a great
Thank you so much.
What a wonderful way to end our Spring into Action Clarinet Enthusiast Day with the ICA. I would like to first of all thank Al Woy for choosing the music and preparing us, and also giving us that beautiful warm up we had at the beginning. So we were ready to play everything. So thank you, Alan. I would also like to thank Yoga Dan for that movement in the middle. That was the perfect thing at the perfect time, and it was just beautiful. Thank you, Dan. Um, and then our players for the masterclass, Troy, Marilyn, and Birgit, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your musicianship with us. And a special thank you to Mary Alice Druhan. So we
Mhm.
are so grateful to have listened to your wise wisdom, and everything you shared with everyone made such a difference. It was lovely. Thank you very much for being here. And on behalf of the entire committee of the ICA, Michelle and myself and everyone, we'd like to thank everyone for being here and for just making this a terrific day. And we look forward to seeing you again next year. But before